Hey there, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell.
Good morning, crypto friends. How we doing out there? We are live. It is Saturday, June the 5th, and let's have a look. BTC dropping down to 3.37% for the day. Got ourselves a new support level to work at, so we're looking down at the 35,642.52 for support and falling off to resistance right there at the 36,456. For BTC/USD, have a look here in Ethereum. Ethereum held support, so we still have our support level at 2589.32 and managed to not get through, so we got to get back up through the 2673.44 for Ethereum. Speaking of Ethereum, there's a great interview by Lex on Vitalik Buterin. I put the link over there in the chat. I urge you to, once you finish watching this, to watch that interview. You'll learn a whole lot about crypto and its origin and what's being done for the future, for not just Ethereum, for all the on-chain, off-chain activities. So looking here at Ethereum, moving on to BNB USD, going red to green as we speak. A lot of these names looks like we do have a bounce going, so we will keep an eye out here. You did see here that BNB did get into our sales target, so we did exit this trade. I managed to get out just above that once we broke above the 12-day moving average there. So we have a new resistance level, and we'll reset this thing for tomorrow's trade activity. If I get time, I'll try to do it tonight. I'm traveling, but I'll try to get that taken care of for you. We have support 386.052, resistance now to 416.09. Moving on to Cardano ADA USD. New level support as we start to make our way up. We are at the 1.661 and resistance level now at the 1.726 for Cardano. And we'll move that stop loss on up there just beneath that 100-day moving average. Having a look here at PolkaDot. DOT USD down 4.4%, so we have a slight adjustment. Nope, still right on that support level. We did kind of peak through there, but we're looking at 23.77 as your support, and resistance now 25. Looks like the $25 range. We'll bring that down right on the $25 mark, so 24.98. Let's have a look at Doge. Doge slightly up for the day. As like I said, we are starting to see some bounce activity going on, so be on your toes if you have a chance. Doge, we have support at the 0.3642 and gonna find resistance right there just above those moving averages. So 0.3900 for Doge. Moving on to Litecoin, LTC USD. And LTC, we have support at the 170.71 and resistance. Going to encounter that right there, that previous high. Almost a double top there, 178.12. Stop loss, will massage that up just a little bit, just underneath that support. Moving on to LINK USD. Speaking of Chainlink, if you're wondering, some of these particular names aren't on Coinbase. If that's you're here in the United States, if that's your main exchange. A lot of these are available on tastytrade or Tastyworks. I'll show you some of it real quickly here. Tastyworks is a really good platform. You can trade stocks too if you want, but they have added a lot of these ERC20 tokens, like Basic Attention Coin, Bitcoin, of course, Chainlink, Engine Coin, Ethereum, Litecoin, OMG, OX, aka Xerox, and PAXG, which I'll talk about here, PolkaDot, we just mentioned, and Stellar. So those are all available, and you can fund your accounts really quick Binance.us is still running about 2.5, 3 months behind on their KYC, so it's hard to fund your accounts with fiat. So unless you already have an established crypto account. You won't own the coins. They are stashed away for you, but you can trade them. You can buy and sell if you want to participate in this volatility. So we're looking here at Chainlink. Commercial is over. Oh, I should do this before we go. I did put a link over there for Tastyworks. And they're offering, I think, some free money in there if you sign up. So you can use that link if you choose. Don't matter. We both get a little money to start out with. And moving on. Commercial over officially. 26.68 is your support for LINK and resistance now. Going to be on that previous high over here to our left at 28.05. Having a look here at XLM USD Stellar, support at the 0.3749, resistance, new level resistance we did not get through successfully, 0.387924. Get that stop just under that support there. We go. Looking at Vechain, VET the support level held, so 0.1266 holding up okay, and then resistance now slightly down. Guess we need to get back through previous high over there, 0.1322. Moving on to FIL USD. FIL USD 85.986. Sorry, I had to check one little setting here. And resistance 92. Check that. We'll come bring that down just a bit to 90.710. For FIL USD. Moving on to Storj. STORJ. Coming down a little bit, so we're going to look at Storj to hold up at the 1.047, and resistance now going to be in that 1.08 range. Let's have a look at IOTA, Internet of Things. IOTA holding that support on that previous candle. I'll imagine it's going to be right there. Let's switch over to the 1 hour to get a little bit more clarity. Yep, there it is. Trying to hold up there to 1.230. And then resistance now on that previous high at the 1.256. You can see we're trying to get through this 26-day moving average, which is that blue line there. Let's move on to COMP, USD. COMP falling down to the 383.40, and then we're going to look back at the 406.52 for resistance. Moving on to basic attention coin, BAT, the BAT coin. 0.7479 is your support level to watch out for, and resistance there is 0.7730 for the BAT. Where did my stop loss go? Okay, I'll have to fix that one. But I would put the stop just beneath these two levels of support here. Moving on to Ethereum Classic, USD. Holding right on that previous low. So we're at 62.92, so 62.811 is your support level to watch out for. And resistance at the 64.693. Moving on to MANA, MANA-UDC. There we go. Goodness, got ahead of myself. Trying to get above that 100-day moving average. So 0.804 is your support level to watch out for. And let's get it on up there. There we go. 0.833 resistance as all these moving averages are converging. And let's move on to ZIL USD, down 4.2%. So our previous support level we had from yesterday still holding up 0.1200. And new resistance as we climb back through to 0.1280. And then we're going to leave that stop loss just underneath that 100-day moving average, this thick yellow line. Moving on to NUUSD. NU, we'll have to split this one up. We got to get through that support. So we'll go to the 1 hour. See where we're getting that from. Right there at the 0.380. Back to the 4 hour for resistance. We had us a nice run up there, but weak hands let it go. The first line of resistance is going to be right there at the 0.439. Let's move on to NMR. NMR is up for the day, 13.44%. Big, massive candle. As we came down, it almost touched the 100-day moving average, and that's usually a good indication of a bounce coming. So we're up here trying to work our way through this previous high pivot here at the 54.157. And we'll get up here and get some support to lean back on should we need it. 0.51 or 51.65, I should say. And get that stop loss just underneath that previous low over there. Let's move on to GRT USD, the graph token. Did not trigger that stop, but man, that was close. Man, that was close. So we're going to look for support to hold 0.747 and resistance up at the 0.8166. Moving on to Uniswap. UNI. Nice bounce off that 100-day moving average. And we didn't want to move that, so we want to move this guy right here. Here we go. So holding that support on that 100-day, 25.1855, then look down to just below at the 24.906, and then resistance is going to be right there at the 26.426. Moving on to AAVE USD. We're going to leave our support at the 350 psychological right even there, and then resistance up at the 376.170. Moving on to MKR. Still have our support pretty much sideways here, consolidation. So look for the 3519.74 to hold, and resistance there is 3681.89. Let's move on to MATIC, MATIC. And we got support down at the 1.550 and resistance now 1.659. Moving on to SOL USD. Got ourselves all the way up to the pivot high. Couldn't get over it, couldn't close above, so we got support there at the 38.857 and resistance at the 41.3617. Audio been pretty quiet still, so we're looking at the 1.042 for support and slightly adjust that down to 1.099 for resistance for audio. Moving on to CHZ USD. We have support 0.2566 and resistance there at the 0.2702. Let's look at Theta. Theta is up for the day, up 3.27% as we speak. So it's leading the way, leading the charge for the bounce today. Got up there, almost hit our sales target, so we're going to be watching this pretty close for the day. As we have support 8.915 and resistance up there at the, we got to bring that down just a tad. There we go. 9.67, and we'll move that stop loss a little bit tighter. And let's move on to ENJ. This is one of those that is available now on Tastyworks. Oh, and I did mention yesterday, I'll mention it again today. Coinbase now offers Doge. You could buy Doge for those of you that want to on Coinbase. So support here for ENJ 1.439. Resistance remains at the 1.50. Moving on to ONE, Harmony 1. And we have that previous low right there, so we're looking at support at the 0.093 and resistance up at 0.0980. We'll wind up here with PAXG USD, one of our newcomers. This one's paired to gold. So if you're trying to leverage on inflation, this should match right up to gold. So gold is a good hedge to do so. So we're looking at 1889.27 and 194.04.56 is your resistance. So let's wrap it up here with Bitcoin dominance down about 0.5%. So you can see we'll just move our line down. We are at 42.13% of the total market cap. We'll have a look at Ethereum as well. It's 19.05, so down 0.5%. And the Doge coming in up to 3.06 as folks are discovering they can buy Doge on Coinbase, so they're probably trying to get a hold of that. And total crypto market cap, $1,589,000,000,000. And if I did mention it, like I said, there was a really good interview from Lex over on YouTube with Vitalik Buterin. The link is over there in the chat there for you. There's also a link on the how-to, I do believe, if you're new to the channel, want to learn how to pair up your chart like I do. And folks, that does it for me. Be sure to like and subscribe, share with your friends, hit the notification bell, do all those nice things. I sure would appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, the Crypto Happy Hour. Have a great evening.